Hey, what's up, y'all? So look, I want to talk to you guys really quick about the Nike Air Force One High coming in a classic black and white mix. All right, 90% of the shoe is coming in the white upper, but it is broken up in a little bit of black accents, and the price point is also on point. All right, so y'all stay tuned. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back once again to the DC show. It's your boy T McNeil. So yes, we're going to talk about the ever so classic Air Force One coming in high. This time, guys, it's coming in a simple and very simplistic black and white color palette. So at the end of the day, you can't beat that. You guys already know black and white is one of the most duplicated colors ever, and on top of that, it's very easy for you to match with anything in your closet. All right, so you can't really beat that. Now, as far as when the shoes actually release, guys, they are officially out as we speak right now. They're going for a whopping $100 US. I say 100 and because I was expecting some type of change or something like that, but they're going for 100 even. All right, so you can't beat that. As far as the colorway, guys, again, it is just black and white. Very stylish, very simplistic as well. And again, it is the Air Force One High. So if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know I'm a big stickler when it comes to ankle support and heel support, which this shoe is going to give you a little bit of both. Okay, now I would highly recommend getting either like the mid soles or the mid tops or the high tops. Okay, guys. Now the high tops obviously going to give you more ankle support, but the mid tops will do as well. I've just never really been a big fan of the lows because they don't give you the ankle support. People always ask me, do you recommend playing in these shoes? Do you recommend this and that? And I always tell them no, especially in lows, because like I said, you're not getting the comfort. So unless you got extremely strong ankles, I wouldn't even fool with it. All right, but yeah, man, they are available right now as we speak. One thing about the Air Force Ones, guys, and the Air Jordan Ones, they both coming from the Nike brand. It was one of those shoes that back in the day, I never really paid attention to. I was not on board with those particular shoes. People rocked them, in the mid 2000s, the early 2000s, especially with Nelly, when he had to stomp in them Air Force Ones, that really helped the Nike brand back in the day to really sell these type of shoes. Okay, so they really put those shoes on the map, and even before that, they was on the map. We talking about like back in the 90s. And even before that as well, okay? But like I said, I've never really been a fan of them. I've always been a fan of, other shoes, other Air Jordans, things like that. But now that I own a few pair of each, talking about the Air Force Ones and the Air Jordan Ones, I can honestly say I see where the hype is because number one, they're very inexpensive, and number two, they are very stylish, well made, okay, built extremely strong, all right? But on top of all of that, okay, it's a style symbol, okay? So you can't beat the style of them, you can't beat the comfort level, and you can't beat the price, okay? So that's the reason why the Air Force Ones and the Air Jordan Ones have always taken off. Now, I did mention this a while back, guys. I talked about President 45. I refuse to acknowledge him as my president, but that's in a separate video, separate topic, all right, guys? But he did mention that there's going to be some changes with the tariffs with China and the whole trade deal and things like that. So just expect to pay a little bit more for your Air Force Ones and Air Jordan Ones starting next year in 2020. I think what I read, I think it was around like 175 or maybe 180 or something like that. There's a slight possibility that the shoes could increase to that price come next year, okay? But when it's going to happen or where it's going to happen, how, whatever the case may be, we just have to kind of see and see what they decide to do. All right, but I want to put them on your screen, man, because I want to get you guys thoughts and opinions. And bam, right there. What do you guys think about them joints, man? They're very nice to me. Again, 90+% of the shoe is made of the white upper, so you can't beat that as well. You do have a lot of individual stitching, and I always talk about that because, again, it shows the hard work, dedication, and the craftsmanship that the Nike brand always puts into these shoes, okay? But the midsole, the outsole, the upper of the shoe, the shoestrings, the eyelids, the side panels, the tongue itself, the toe box area, everything on this shoe is made of white. The only contrast and color that you have is black, and obviously that's coming in the big Nike swoosh on the side panel, and it has individual stitching in that as well. And on top of that, it does come in black leather. You do have the Air badge at the very bottom, part of the midsole of the shoe, also coming in black to kind of break up, you know, some of that white. Okay, now guys, let's go ahead on and flip it around. Let's go to the top image of the shoe, and bam, right there on your screen. Now this is where I got a gripe with these particular shoes. Okay, the fact of the matter is, we know that the shoe is 90% white. Okay, that could be a problem for most people because this is one of those colorways that you know is going to get dingy extremely quick, especially the interior portion of the shoe. Now I do like that they have broken up the Nike Air badge in black, so that's cool, but you got to think, like for me, I'm one of those people, when I put my shoes on, I have the tendency to take my two fingers and put them directly behind my ankle onto the inner portion of the shoe as I'm slipping them down, my feet down into the shoe. Okay, so we all know that you have dirt and oil and things like that on your fingertips. So at the end of the day, this could be a problem because it's going to allow the dirt and things to contrast onto the shoe, and now you're talking about a shoe that's no longer white. Okay, now you're looking at dingy shoes. Okay, but it is interior of the shoe, so a lot of people are not going to see that. You're going to see it simply because the shoes belong to you. But I kind of wish that maybe they had made the interior black, okay, and the shoe liner black as well, and then all you got to do after that is just make the Nike Air symbol white. Okay, but other than that, I don't really have too much of a gripe. I mean, you can see the Nike Air Force 1 badge right there on the front of the tongue as well. And another thing you could do, you can't really change your interior, but what you could do, you could change the shoestring. So all you really got to do, guys, is just swap them joints out and take the white off, and then just make it black. Because you already know, if you're touching your shoestrings, you're tying your shoes up every day, or whatever day you decide to rock the shoes, guess what? Them joints gonna get dirty too, and it's gonna show. Okay, and it really, at the end of the day, it's gonna look bad. Other than that, like I said, you see the toe box area, guys. You do have the iconic air hole vents. Always been a fan of that. And you got the AF1 badge on the bottom of the tongue as a part of the shoestring system. All right, guys. Now, let's flip it around once again, guys. Let's look at the rear of the shoe, guys, and bam, right there on your screen. And what definitely stands out to me is not only the fact that the shoes are high top, but I do like the Nike Air badge on the back, and coming in black, contrasted with that white leather, and it is stitched in as well, so kind of has like a little fur look to it, so that looks pretty cool. You can see more of the Nike Air badges. Now there is 4 badges, 2 on each shoe, and it is contrasting all the way and wrapping around to the back of the shoe. So again, that looks good, and it is stitched in with that panel, so that looks good as well. And on top of that, you see more of the white leather at the back heel base, and on top of that, you do have more of the individual stitching as well. And then obviously, you can see the back of the tongue, and you do have the Nike Air badge that kind of wraps around the back of the tongue. So again, you know, you do have a lot of white there. But if you decide to get the shoes, like I said, you're taking the chance, because this is one of them shoes that you're definitely gonna have to keep as clean as possible. All right. And finally, guys, let's go ahead and look at the very last image of the shoe. Bam, right there on your screen. We're talking about the outsole or the bottom of the shoe. Typical Air Force 1 or Air Jordan 1. They look extremely similar, so you can't really beat that. The only thing I could honestly say, I mean, you can't really break up the white too much with this one, but what you could do, or what they could have done, was made the Nike symbol maybe blacked out, just to add, you know, just a little bit more of a touch to it. Okay, so give me you guys thoughts and opinions on them. You guys let me know what you think about these particular black and white classic Nike Air Force 1 highs. Is it going to be a cop or a pass? Is it worth adding to your collection? For me, I'm a little bit on the fence about this one as well. I think it's worth it, but it's just a little bit too much white for me. Now, I will make a suggestion, guys. If you decide that you do want to get Nike Air Force 1s in particular, not the Air Jordan 1s, but the Air Force 1s, what you could do is you can go to Nike.com and you could go to the Nike Lab. Okay, I talked about Nike Lab before. They do allow you to customize all of your Air Force 1s to your liking. You can pick whatever colorways you want. You can pick the materials that you want. you can pick the interior colors that you want, and you can also pick the shoestrings, etc. If you need extra shoestrings, anything like that, they give you the option to do that. Okay, so if you're not feeling these shoes, I would definitely go on there and start with a fresh palette like this with white, and then you can customize them joints how you want. All right, just a suggestion, but like I said, you guys let me know what you think. All right, also guys, make sure that you drop a like and share with all your family and friends, and before you decide to exit off the channel on your way out the door, make sure that y'all smack that subscribe button. That will help out the channel as well. All right, so I appreciate you guys watching, listening, and rocking with me all this time. I'm at 998, guys. I'm 2 more subscribers away from 1,000, which will bring the channel up to the next tier. And again, I'm very humble, very grateful for you guys for listening and rocking and watching me all this time, man. So 2020, expect the DC show, man, to get even bigger and even better. All right, so I appreciate you guys watching, listening, and tuning in. Until the next time, y'all have a good one.